What's up, guys, and welcome back to Counter Steer Garage. We're doing a gear review. I don't know, I'm trying a lot of new things. I bought this AGV K6 a couple of months ago, and from the moment I put it on, I knew that I wanted to tell you guys about it. So here it is. As you guys know, I'm a big gear guy, not just a high quality helmet, but the gloves and the jacket and the boots and all of that. So down here in Florida, I needed a helmet for my SV. So I knew that I wanted something high quality because it's very limited riding here for me. I am here maybe a couple of times a year. I didn't want to spend a ton of money, but I also know how they drive down here. I always say it's like a dropped football. You never kind of know where it's gonna go, you know? That's how every driver on the road is here. So I wanted a high quality helmet, something that would protect me in the unfortunate situation that I needed it. So with that in mind, it kind of eliminated most helmet companies out there. I was down to three, really. It was AGV, Bell, and Shoei, which you guys know I'm a big fan of Shoei. This helmet I will compare very heavily throughout this video to my Shoei RF1200 that I have up on Long Island, because that helmet I believe is the perfect helmet. This one isn't, but it can be. So let's talk about the AGV K6. So this is a carbon aramid shell. They come in a bunch of different sizes, 4 shell sizes. So whatever size you get, you can kind of be sure that it's gonna fit you real tight. And that's one thing I do like about this helmet, is it fits my head very tight. I wear a small, and this is small. It's very tight. You don't get that kind of bobblehead feel. And that helps keep it very light as well. So the biggest thing with this helmet that you'll notice is how light it is. This helmet weighs under 1,300 grams. That's 2.5 pounds for you American folk. It is the lightest road helmet that you can buy. It's the lightest road helmet in the world. And that makes a ton of difference. Honestly, it's less strain on your neck, not just for regular riding with winds, but it's less strain on your neck in the event that you get into a wreck. You know, a helmet increases the weight on your head and increases the chances of a skull fracture. Similar to the reason that in cars we wear a Hans device. The main reason is because the helmet adds weight to your head. So having the lightest possible helmet is I think the #1 selling feature for this helmet. It's insanely light for what it is. This helmet is an ECE 2205, which is similar to Snell. The newest one, the K6S, is ECE 2206, which exceeds Snell. They're all DOT because DOT regulations are minimal. So you're gonna get a really safe, really light helmet. So let's talk about airflow. You've got a handful of vents up here on the forehead, these 2 that flank, and then the one down the middle. And then you have the chin vent here that opens up these guys here. On the back, we have a really nice aero lip with an exhaust vent. This flows air extremely well. I'm here in Florida. It's hot. And this helmet kind of keeps up with the heat and evacuates a lot of that hot air. I would say that it is probably as good or maybe slightly better than the Shoei RF1200. It's probably about the same, but it does flow air really, really well. So this visor is not factory, it's a cheap one from Amazon. It comes with this clear pin lock visor to prevent fogging. I love this release mechanism. It's got this little metal tab that you pull down. You pull down this tab and it releases, I'm probably getting in the way here. And that's the release mechanism. It's really cool. It's very easy to use. This is way better than the Shoei one to put on and take off. I love this release mechanism. It's great. Other than that, there's nothing really too fancy going on with the shield. I like the pin lock. This cheap Amazon one doesn't have pin lock. We'll talk about the release mechanism in a little bit because I hate it. but we're gonna save that for later. I'm gonna tell you the good stuff about this helmet first. So this helmet was designed as like a do-all road helmet. So it's got a very wide vertical field of view, 85 degrees vertical. So whether you ride an upright naked or you ride a sport, you're gonna be able to look out this visor. 190 degrees of width on this viewing window. So the peripheral vision is great, and this is what I'm talking about with this one. So the peripheral vision here is great. It's got a huge window in the front, which is awesome. You can see everything, whether you're in a tuck or whether you're sitting upright, you know, sitting in a stoplight, whatever. You're never in a position where you've got blind spots. Really, if you can see it with the helmet off, you can see it with the helmet on. So the vision is awesome. I think it blows the Shoei away here. This distance here is very tight, so the chin bar is very close, so that doesn't impede your view at all. So I think in terms of vision, the AGV takes the cake over the RF 1200. In terms of aesthetics, it's a beautiful helmet. I've always loved the shape. I'm not the only one that loves the shape of these things, because if you follow any motorcycle rider on Instagram, you'll see this freaking face. It is a very aesthetic looking helmet. It's very mean, very aggressive looking helmet. I love the smooth lines here with the little, you know, overhang on the back, and it's got a really steep cut on the back so that it is hoodie friendly. But aesthetically, it is a good looking helmet. This is Nardo Gray, which is so played out now in 2024, but I had to get it. It was so pretty to me. And with the reflective shield, I think it just kind of pops. So this is Nardo Gray. It's available in a bunch of different colors. Interior is very comfortable. I think the AGV K6 is more comfortable on the inside than the Shoei RF 1200. So the strap is a very nice, it just feels quality, and it's got the double D-ring, and then it has this little, I like this little touch. I love stuff like this where it's just like a little something. They didn't just put the button on the strap like any other company would do. They gave you this little extra strap, and it just makes it easier to find. I don't know if that's just me or if there's some kind of like UI engineering going on here, but I feel like this makes it easier to find the snap. So I like that. The little Italian flag is cool. Just little details like that, I think, set it apart from most. The interior is beautiful. This neck pad here is almost like a neoprene. So it's very moisture wicking. It's very nice for sealing around your neck. The chin curtain leaves something to be desired. It's just kind of like a foam flap. When I put the helmet on, it tucks up like this, and then I gotta kind of get up in there and fish it down and bring it down, but it just kind of like, I don't know. The Shoei one is a lot nicer. It's like a mesh, and it actually clips into the side down here, so it stays tight. I think Shoei just does the chin curtain a lot better. But yeah, it's a little annoying. The breath guard is a little bit smaller than the Shoei, but that helps with vision. It also seems better attached. The Shoei just kind of like, every time you grab the helmet and hold it like this, it just feels like it's falling off, and it is actually coming off. So it just seems better attached than the Shoei and more well thought out, especially when it comes to the vision aspect. Other than that, it's pretty plain. Hate to say it, but it is a bit of a plain helmet. It's not very, maybe plain is not the word, maybe classy. It's simple, classy, you know, it's not like a crazy icon helmet or anything like that. It's just simple, functional, beautiful. There's one thing I don't like, and that is this freaking, the latch mechanism for the visor. And I know I have an aftermarket visor on here, but the factory clear visor, it's not any better. It's a pain in the ass. I understand why they do it. When you're a MotoGP rider, you don't want your visor coming up at 200, 250, 300 kilometers an hour. You don't want your visor coming up. So you want it like actually latched down with a lock. But if you're watching this, the chances are you're not a MotoGP rider. If you're purchasing an AGV K6 from Revzilla, you're not a MotoGP rider. This is absolutely unnecessary for street riding. And honestly, the visor release is one of the most high traffic parts. It's something you use every time you stop at a red light. It's the most high traffic feature of a helmet, and they made it so terribly impossible to use. It's got this button and this latch, which is fine, and it locks, which is nice if you're doing 300K. But to get it open, you have to kind of like, with the shoey, you just put your thumb here, you lift it, and it's open. It's secure when it's down, it locks, it does not open at speed. But this is ridiculous, because when you're wearing the helmet, you have to kind of press the button, but then you have to also use a different finger. And right now it's just like kind of like, there it goes. See, it's at minimum a 2-finger operation, at maximum it's a 2-hand operation, but either way, it's annoying. So annoying, in fact, that I considered removing the latch and just letting it lay there, because there's not really, I'm in Florida. I'm in Tampa and St. Pete. There's not really a lot of high speed going on. It's just red light to red light. So I actually considered pulling this latch off entirely. So it's a pain in the freaking ass. The other thing about it is that when you're wearing the helmet with the visor up, you see it. It's right there in your field of vision. It's this little square right here. Or if you have it down here, it's right here, like you feel like you're flying a fighter jet or something with this little, like looking through this little window. It's just out of 10, right? So if I was to rate the Shoei RF 1200 out of 10, I would give it an 8.5. If it had the interior comfort of the AGV and the lightness of the AGV, it would probably be a 9.5 or a 10. So if I were to rate the AGV K6 as it sits, I would give it an 8.2. But if they got rid of this latch and just went to a standard lock like the Shoei does, this helmet would be a 9 out of 10. So AGV, if you're listening, get rid of this. It's stupid. If you're watching and you're interested in this helmet, just know that this high traffic feature is going to be a pain in the frickin' ass to operate. And it's adjustable, but it doesn't help. So this would be a near perfect helmet without this latch. I think as it sits, the Shoei is just slightly better, because it's that latch. It comes down to this latch. Everything aside from that, they are very similar helmets. The AGV is maybe a little bit more comfortable on the inside, maybe even a little bit more comfortable on the outside because of the lightness, but the Shoei has a normal visor latch, damn it, and that is why the Shoei is better. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Maybe I'll do some more reviews on gear that I own. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But there's a lot of content, and something new comes out every Taco Tuesday. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. And I'll see you guys next Taco. That's gonna clip. I'll see you guys next Taco Tuesday.